Thank you so much for coming this morning. I know with the craziness at the end of the school year, it means a lot to me that you take time out of your day to come. Please enjoy breakfast. Okay, so the purpose of us being here today is to really talk about next year and our behavior plan for next year, given this was a first-year school with really no clear-cut expectations of what we expect of our students. So what I'd like you to do is just think of any connections you can make with the video that I'm going to show you within the first year of Kyle Wilson. Think about the current behavior expectations and the consequences of students. And I want you to also be thinking about what can we do to improve the current behaviors at Kyle Wilson. Having some technical difficulties.
You have to go out of presentation mode.
So, there we go. Thank you.
Whoa, that's not good.
Oh, I don't need this. I'm already late.
Somebody will come. Anybody have that?
Do you have a phone?
No. Sorry. Somebody! Hello? There are two people stuck on an escalator and we need help. Now, would somebody please do something? I don't believe this. You gotta be kidding me.
I'm gonna cry.
Well, something else left to do. Sit.
Hello? Hey, don't worry about it. I'll fix it in a second.
He said he can fix it. All right. That's more like it. He says he can fix it.
Walking down the sidewalk, kicking my feet as I'm moving to the music. Step to the beat, I woke up today, canceled all my plans, and I stepped right outside with my guitar in my hands, and the notes became a letter. The sound caressed the air, and I can't tell my lunch is a stroll without care, 'cause I'm going down the road to a brand new place that I'll get.
Okay, so what are your thoughts as far as what Kyle Wilson and the behaviors this year? You could speak out.
I suppose the analogy is that it's possible that we're always looking to somebody else to try to help us solve our problem behaviors. When we look within, we can probably come up with a solution ourselves.
Absolutely. Anything else?
And sometimes the solution's so obvious that we miss it.
Yeah.
We get stuck in whatever our thinking is or whatever. And like them, they just couldn't get off this. To us, watching it, it's obvious. You just take a few steps and you get off. You solve the problem.
And the one thing she said, I'm just gonna cry. I feel like I said that so many times this year. And more importantly, I feel like I said that so many times this year. Just like help. I don't know, because nobody's on the same page. We're all kind of doing our own thing. We really need to get together on this because we can't keep pointing the finger and wait for somebody else to solve the problem. So, kind of revamping for next year. I want to bring it back to why we're here, why the school was built. Bringing it back to the heroes that we should be seeing in our students every day. And that message coming from respect. I think that's one of the biggest things that I got out of from all the staff this year is the respect factor is just not there. So we have to really teach them what that is, though. You can say it till you're blue in the face, but they don't know what it means to respect themselves, to respect other people, and to respect property. For being a brand new school, it's kind of scary at the amount of destruction I've seen on laptops that aren't even theirs. And they're lucky to be a one-on-one class. So I think we need to really bring it back there. So revamping the ticket, making it known to what it is that we're respecting, and bringing all of that to the whole class and individuals. So earning big C lines for big classroom behaviors and things like little fish for individual, because it takes all of us. It takes all the fish together to become the school. So again, littler tickets, still keeping that idea from last year. Don't want to lose that familiarity. They need to be able to see that because they've been seeing it, all year. But adding more of a purpose to it, more of a meaning to it, as opposed to just you're getting a fish. Go ahead.
Well, I have a question because you said that the fish were for individuals. My class gets fishes all the time,
Yes.
so that's not an individual thing. So is next year just going to be the fish are just for kids, one kid who's doing or two kids are doing a great thing, and the sea lion then will be for the class?
Yes. So taking it separately, so you
Got
can reward, whole group and individuals. Exactly. Yep. And then on the backs of the tickets, again, bringing those characteristics that we celebrate every month, letting them know exactly what it is that they're showing. So you're putting, again, purpose to why they're getting a ticket. And again, this will be something when we meet later that we can go through and discuss if these are the qualities that we still expect of our students, and highlighting them every month. What do they look like? What do they sound like? And using the news to do that. So that you're not just saying, oh, you got this award this month for showing caring, but not really putting anything more to it than that. So kind of thinking on that. Before I get to what my thinking of the matrix is, I want to bring it back to you guys. So this is an activity I'm going to have you guys work on for just a few minutes. You can talk about it. I have a pen. You guys can write some stuff down. Just what you think first about the areas that are mentioned in here. If there's another area that you think the school should be mentioned, another area of the school, and then what it looks like, because I have lower grade, I have specialist, and I have my upper grade. Kind of what it looks like to you to respect yourself, others, and for your students in the cafeteria, and so on. Okay, so you can just talk about it too, or if you want to write something down, I can give you guys. And Alice brought a pen. A highlighter. Have a pen. All right.
In the cafeteria, respect myself.
Because it may look differently,
I was gonna say talk on your table.
Yes.
And talking with your mouth not full of food. You would have to be eating appropriately. Respect yourself.
Are there no pins behind you, Melissa?
No, I don't think there are.
Can write down. You can want me to add.
Yeah, no, I didn't think so. I know, there was that thing full of them, and they're all
So
gone.
much property, the tables, the trays,
Throw away your trash.
yeah.
And then respect others, no cutting,
Oh, yes. No cutting in
no
line.
cutting,
So wait my turn.
wait your turn, don't take people's food, don't eat other people's food.
Respect property.
No
would
sharing.
that be something like
They
don't be
don't-
wasteful?
Right, but not even like,
Take with their food.
people are not even offering it to
And they're
them.
just taking
They
it.
just take it,
Uh-huh.
and they eat it. I would,
Respect for, what do you call them? Hostesses?
Yes.
that would be definitely,
Listen
Big
to the
right there.
hostesses.
and can we say when we go back, respect myself, can we say to make sure they eat what they have, or
Yeah.
something to that effect? Because so many of them get caught, my little ones get caught talking, and then they have full trays, and they don't eat anything, and I sometimes go in and do like a little patrol, but, they're there to eat.
Exactly.
We used to do, and
They
another
can talk afterward.
we used to have
Mhm.
red cut, like the
Oh, we
red
do,
cut, and we used to
they
have,
disappeared,
okay, cause that meant like silence when you first got in there so that you would eat,
right.
would focus on you, you couldn't talk until
Right.
the cup was turned or
'Cause
removed or
My
whatever.
class was having a really hard time, so I brought cups up just for my table.
Oh.
And then the cafeteria lady who left liked the idea
Uh-huh.
so much, she got cups for every table, but I haven't seen them
I
in a
think
while,
that
so
should
I
be-
don't know.
That would be
I
what
think the
happens
cups
though.
are awesome because not only for that it's a red cup when you start and you're not talking and it's silent.
Yeah, it's just a
And then it can
routine.
go to green. But then as a teacher, when I walk in, those cafeteria ladies are busy. And I need to know how my kids did, and I can tell by looking at the tables, oh, they got a yellow, and they
Wrote
red,
that down.
and they green.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's just if it's a routine that everybody knows, you come in, you're
Right,
silent, you
you're
eat.
silent and you just eat
Yeah.
for
And
the
if
first
everybody
couple
does
of
it.
minutes, and then you can.
Yeah. And it's not necessarily like, it's not a punishment, everybody
No.
does it,
Right.
first 5
And I think
minutes.
too that would help the problem with lining up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
getting them in and out because you still have kids sitting there eating
Yeah.
and your class is ready to go, so that could help that too.
Okay.
Alright. So the next one is office. See, this is one too that in years past was kind of a big deal because a lot of the kids would come in and they'd be yelling and loud and hanging out, and I don't know if that's necessarily a problem here. So this would be one, we'd have to do a little survey and see if the office staff feels like they need to have.
Certain.
Yeah, what do you think?
I would agree with that, 'cause I never have.
Our office, the way
Okay.
it's situated, our kids don't go in there unless we send them.
Now the only way, and I'm actually gonna write that down. The only way, would you, just write down about asking the office people about this one. And the only way it was affected was because one of the positive things kids could do was sign the Book of Heroes, which we
Right.
talked about, and that was located in the office.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's where this came into play. So we would put down, location of the book, because I think that's gonna
Right.
determine.
But to my kids, going to the office is not
Not
a
a
good
problem.
thing.
Oh, right.
Unless they're the people bringing up the envelope.
Okay. Alright, we'll skip that
So,
one.
yeah, it may just be
Yeah.
simple, like, please and thank you.
Right.
Yeah,
Know how to act.
restrooms,
Oh,
Restrooms.
Lord, we need it. Sheets for this
Oh.
one.
That's a big one.
We will not stand on toilets and look over the stalls.
we will
I
not smear our poop on the door.
I have one too. No snack. They've been finding food and
Yeah, my kids come
The
up
upper
with
grade-
snack
the
all
upper
the
grade
time.
one.
They go, there's this.
Food.
Oh, see, mine find it downstairs when after
Oh,
lunch.
okay.
They're like, Miss Mom, there's Cheetos in the toilet, and like
Mhm.
flush it.
So,
like
yeah,
this. If
food
it's a
was
bag
fun.
and you're brave, grab it out.
No spraying water, cause they
I
kind
know,
of.
my poor kids. Be brave, grab out the bag.
So, like respect others' privacy.
Yeah.
Yes, no looking under the stalls.
Yeah.
And again, know why you're there.
Yeah. Enter with a purpose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a
Like,
good way of saying it.
Mhm.
And
Like
with a
something with the
purpose.
stalls, like.
This is
Swinging on
Yes.
doors.
yeah.
The restrooms are fun.
Becomes
My
a free
little
They
for all.
emptying the soap on the floor. We had somebody who pushed all the soaps till they emptied completely onto the floor and made big puddles of soap on the floor.
Okay. Respect myself. That remember why you're there. I feel
But
like.
yeah, respect each other's privacy.
Wash hands.
What was it you said again about the purpose? You were
Enter
there.
with a purpose.
Enter with a purpose. That's a good way of saying it.
What about talking? We need to address talking. They go in there to socialize. And so if one of my
But, you
boys
know-
walked by one of the boys yesterday and like he just like tapped him.
Oh,
It was
like, let's
I
go.
didn't see him. I'm like, what was that? Said that it was time to meet tap. So I mean that's why they
Well, that's
you know,
I think it's
enter
comes
with
down
a
to
purpose.
Yeah.
right? Why you're there.
more stuff.
Yeah, the restrooms are a big one.
Well, because we're not there. Just
Yes.
like the cafeteria. You know, if
Yes.
wherever there's a teacher not right there.
Exactly. We have, well, next year we'll have a meal upstairs.
That'll be nice.
Cause I
To
go
be able to
as
go in.
far in as I can. You know,
And I can bellow.
yeah.
My voice
And
can't
some-
go around that curve.
Well, they know, yeah, I'm standing in like here, the urinals, and there's, the
Yeah.
wall's blocking it.
Yeah.
It's
and
so
I'm kind-
close. I
And
know.
then some of them have mirrors to where I can kind of see the.
Alright,
On
so
the playground.
playgrounds.
Not get on the monkey bars, not stand on top of
Standing.
the
Using
proper
the
use of equipment.
Well, you know, my other school, we had a video that we showed in the morning, every morning for like the first 2 weeks of school about how to use the playground properly. And it was like, for the little ones, it taught, okay, you don't hang upside down on the monkey bars, and you don't do this. So there was like that code that was set up already to them.
Right. And again, that visual.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had viewed, there was a school that did like music videos, like where like the kids wrote the songs and performed the music videos. I don't know if that's something like we could maybe get
About the rules
news
of
crew
the
involved
school.
with,
Yeah.
or
Yes.
like even break it up by
That
grade
was a good idea,
level
the news crew.
and have.
Yes.
I mean, that might be a lot for just the news crew to do, but something like that where it was a little more creative and then and it got the message across so
And
the
they're
kids
gonna watch
enjoyed watching it.
Right.
And then you can play it
You
over.
you can play it over and over again, and if the song is catchy enough, maybe it'll stick.
Yeah, definitely. I like that idea, yeah. Absolutely.
The touching, wrestling piece of
Yeah,
it.
do not touch others.
Don't touch
That's just a huge
Respecting others, not
problem
touching, yeah,
across the board is
Yes.
hands on other people.
definitely.
And you have like the same kids constantly grabbing each other.
And sometimes it starts out mutual and they're just playing, but then you get mad.
It escalates.
I would say respect other teachers. You know, we're on the playground all together and your class and I say something and it's like, well, who are you?
Really? In the hall? Well,
So
and I mean, I
she
teach
gets it
everyone.
most a lot.
And
because
I mean,
they don't
we-
have encore teachers.
yeah, we
Oh,
could
those
we're
are
gonna
the
talk
fun
about halls,
teachers.
but-
We have to obey them.
It's not-
Welcome to the lower level.
I know, right?
Yay.
The other thing is, what do you think about maybe in the beginning of the year having some sort of thing, again, the news comes down to, where the whole staff is introduced to all the kids. Because they may not necessarily know everybody.
Right.
Oh, like the staff is, yeah.
Yeah, like each grade
these
level
are all
comes
the
on and
people you
introduces
have
them
to
to
New
us.
respect.
teachers, we,
Right.
I'd like
Yeah.
to
And
know
we
who the
could
new
do the
teachers are.
video for that too,
Mhm.
where they're watching that kind of song.
And that's something I know would be a lot of work, but the week before school starts,
Yes.
this is kindergarten day. Like we can come around real quick, take the video of kindergarten. The first Monday of that week, kindergartens will play. Like
Right.
that's
Something
can't be
to
that hard of
introduce the
a
staff.
video.
Especially
to
being
all
that
the
we're
kids.
new. It, 10 years from now, students will progress and
Right.
learn everybody.
Well, everything I've read about a brand new school says it takes 5 years for the community to be established, which makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Kindergartners are then in the
Mhm. Definitely.
All right, in the hallways, or are we done with playground?
I didn't think anything for respect myself on the playground. Respect myself.
I would just say that's being careful, like being cautious and, you know.
Watch out for mud.
Holy
cow, do not roll in the mud.
You fall down.
Yeah, so like we have a school-wide rule that says you're not allowed to go down that hill to get stuff
Yeah,
out of the
but,
weeds.
yeah.
There's
Yeah.
poison ivy, there's brambles there, there's
Stay out
snakes. I'm not going there. I don't want my kids going there.
Yeah. That's another one.
Of woods.
So in the hallways, ooh, respect myself.
Okay, to me, this is where the biggest problem is.
So where do we want our
Do
hallways to
not
look like?
touch stuff on the walls.
Please.
Yes.
Please.
Hands and feet to yourself.
Yes. Voices off.
Yeah,
And
Be
that's the other one that we'll have to
Be
talk about.
respectful of other students' learning.
Like, do we
There's-
want it silent hallways or do we
Well,
want
and I
quiet
think-
hallways?
I think that's,
And that
for
would
me,
be
I feel
something.
like that's the message, I feel like when you are making a child be silent, there has to be a purpose behind it, and I believe that the purpose is so that
That's it.
others can
Respect.
learn.
So that's
We're
respecting
respecting the
others.
learning. When we walk through the hall, we don't know what's going on in those classrooms, and my room is all windows.
Yeah. So you see
And
everything.
the way that students act in the hall affects their learning in my classroom. When we're sitting on my carpet, there is a huge window right there to the hall. And if kids are jumping and slapping my window
Yeah.
or just being
Oh,
really
the
loud,
doors, yeah.
you know, that takes the attention off of what we're trying to learn and puts it on what's going on in the hallway. And so, and I'm right by the bathroom, like
Yeah.
all
So
day
there's a lot.
long.
Nice and hard.
It is constant activity in the hallway outside my room, and I would truly appreciate it
Silent.
if it were as close to silent as possible.
Mhm.
But I really feel you can only do that if everybody's on board.
Right.
Everybody
Well,
has to
see,
be
that's it. But
Yes.
if we aim at that expectation, if we put that expectation, that's a high one, but if we put it up there, I mean, we're still going to get to it to a point, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? I mean, you always give the children the highest expectations you have.
And they were able to do it during SOL testing.
Oh, they
And that's,
were,
that's
absolutely.
what always gets
Yeah.
me, is that during SOLs,
That's right.
all of a sudden we have this behavior in the
Ability.
hall.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Right.
why aren't we holding
Right.
ourselves
Yeah.
to that standard all the time?
And the other thing is knowing where you should be walking.
Mhm.
So like, coming down, you should be on the right-hand side, coming up, you should be on the left-hand
Yes,
side.
like traffic.
Right,
I would
and the
say.
same
our
way with
traffic.
your ramp, you know, you're coming down on this side, coming up on this side. And yeah, because I think that we run into problems that way too, because we've got kids coming down. And that ramp, there should be a stop right at that ramp. No kids should go all the way up and no kids should go all the way down.
I think that could be something to also consider. We had before, like some universal stop signs,
Yeah.
like
Okay.
it was like just
Yeah.
stop.
On the
Stop.
wall.
It's a
Well,
sea
on the
lion
wall.
on a stop
Yeah.
sign or something,
Yeah.
but just like a few, like, you know, maybe the lower
We
grade
used to have
levels can think of some
prints
good
in our other-
places. Yeah, that's what we did, and it was just,
Like
you
we
said
would,
stop at the,
Yeah.
you know,
right.
rather
Like,
than
like
every
where the
day it's a
ramp
different
is.
place, stop at the
Stuff
clock,
like that.
stop at the corner, stop
Stop
at
Yeah.
at this
and the
is
kids
where
are
you
like-
need to stop.
See, my kids have a routine though where
Yeah.
they stop.
Because
And
I,
then
yeah,
they
I've
stop.
talked to
So
them.
they know.
and
But
that's
not
to stop,
everybody
but not
has
everybody
that.
has that.
Yeah, no, that's a really good.
Or when you're changing your line leader.
Well, and that's the
Yeah,
part too,
that's
yeah,
it.
and then
then
changing
we
your
have to
job.
remember, we're going back to step one, the beginning of the year, so all of our kids aren't going to have this
Those
knowledge.
routines.
Or like some are moving up from this downstairs
Yeah,
to the upstairs,
exactly.
a whole new world.
My second graders aren't gonna know.
So that's, yeah, pay the stop signs or whatever,
Yeah.
seal print.
Signal of
What's
something.
a seal print?
Even like,
But yeah,
I'm trying to think something related to firefighters, like we could do something.
like
It
this
could be
little
a helmet.
I was just saying
Yeah,
a badge,
helmet
that's
or
fine.
badge, yeah, we can really, okay,
Stop here.
very cool.
Natural stopping points.
Because
Mhm.
I would say one of the biggest places that both noise and goofiness happen is right in front of the office.
Oh, yeah.
Going to the
Going to the
cafeteria,
cafeteria,
going to
yeah.
Up the
or
way,
Yes.
coming in for peak.
coming in,
There's a
yes,
lot of
yes,
traffic
all
there
of that
too.
traffic
Music.
right there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
from that front hallway to the cafeteria, it's kind of becomes a free for all.
Mhm.
It-
Yeah.
Because there's so many people
Well,
going
that's
through
it,
there.
yeah.
It wouldn't hurt to,
And
on
then
the
they see their
floor,
friends in
maybe
another
put,
grade.
I don't know, put some things like, because I know when I'm coming out of the cafeteria and people are lining up and other, like, this is where everybody's got their own like lineup. I know how you line up, we line up a different way.
Right.
Latoya will line up, just have them up against that mural, a painting on the wall,
Like,
and so
yeah.
maybe we should put, indicate some things on the floor,
So
like
that we're all doing the same
students are
thing.
lining up.
That's the most important thing that we have to do next year is speak
Consistency.
that same language
And
and
consistency.
be consistent, yeah.
I've been really proud of my kids. They've come a long way in the hall, and now when they walk past other classes, they go, "They're so loud. Other people are learning," and I'm like,
Exactly.
"You got it.
That is what I've been trying to
Yeah.
teach you. You don't
Yeah.
understand. And I, like it was said before, I think that is kind of the heart of getting them to exhibit the behaviors we want, is explaining the reasoning behind
Why
it.
we're being this
Not just like,
No.
we said you have to do it, now do it. You know,
And then-
why
And
are
then
we?
tying it
There's
back into
consequences.
like responsibility and
Mhm.
caring, you know, constantly saying, well, we have these rules because we wanna be caring people, we have these because we wanna
Because
be
we wanna be,
responsible people.
And
Absolutely.
there has to be consequences too. If my kids talk in
Yeah.
line, they have to walk laps at recess.
Yeah.
Well, and that's one that, first we're gonna kinda establish our expectations.
Mhm.
And then when we get together again, we're gonna start talking about consequences, like we're gonna do expectations, rewards for the good things, like the good things we
Right.
see them doing. And then after that point, we can start talking about, okay, now what's a consequence gonna look like? You know, what's a level 1 gonna look like, what's a level 2, so that's, later on, we're gonna get into all that fun stuff. But, thank you so much for taking notes, by the way. Because I'm definitely gonna take them back with me. The one thought I had to kind of roll out next year, because there was, Brianna, I think you're at the train, or were you both at the training with me, that character day?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so my thought is like September 22nd.
I have it written on my calendar, whatever day it is.
So I'm thinking that'd be a good day to roll out. It's like a National Character Day, and it celebrates.
It's our picnic today
Go
and
for
I
it.
gotta go.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. But that would be a good day to kind of like roll all this out, so we'd really probably have to meet beforehand to really kind of, and it's gonna be work in progress, it's not gonna happen overnight. It's definitely gonna be work in progress, it's gonna take probably a few years before everything, but to at least start it. And the one thing I was thinking, and I want your thoughts, if we go with respecting myself, others, and property, we can say we're mopping up the school next year. We're mopping up our behavior. So what does it look like to mop in the cafeteria? What does it look like to mop? Like we're mopping up our behavior. Is that?
Oh, because myself.
Yeah.
Mop.
Linda doesn't like it. Linda doesn't
I gotta
like it.
think about that one for a
Think
minute.
about it.
Mop
Think about it. But we're mopping up
'Cause
the
you're
hallways. We're
cleaning
mopping
it up.
Right.
Cleaning it up.
Okay. So besides that, just a quick look. Is there anywhere else in the school that you think
I
needs
think-
attention?
I think you should still have school expectation. I know you establish school like a lot. You
We need
establish
assembly.
expectations within your classrooms. I think there should be a blanket though too of what classroom expectations look like. So,
Okay.
especially because it's not just not just classroom teachers, but specialists.
Classrooms,
Like you want them
period.
to be able to behave the same way.
So, we used to have one, because I used to be in a school where we used this.
Mhm.
And there was one for every fourth grade had one, fifth grade had one. So
Okay.
you would have that in your classroom for the fourth grade classroom. You would also have it for art. You would have it
One
for
of these
music.
posted in every room.
Yes,
That's
there
what
was
you're
a
saying.
rubric
Yes.
for every single area. And these were common areas.
Yes.
But then there was art, there was, what else do we have? Library,
And they all came.
PE.
And they developed their own.
Yes.
Okay.
And well, ours was already done because I came in years after it was
Right,
already
right.
established. But so I had one of my hanging in my classroom all year long, and then we went around and visited all the other ones. We had a computer lab,
Okay.
all those. So every place that kids ever enter
Right.
needs one.
Right. So a common area one, this is enough, you think, covers, and we'll check out the office, but a common area one, that covers pretty
Buses,
much.
maybe.
Assemblies.
Assemblies and buses,
Assemblies and
or
buses.
dismissal maybe.
Dismissals that can encompass. Buses.
I would say, I think we have a lot of behavior issues on the buses.
Yeah.
So I feel
And I
like
think we have-
dismissal should be covered, by hallways
Okay.
and
Everybody loses their mind at dismissal. It's like a completely different world.
Yeah, that's that whole,
Well, there also has to be
Another-
consistency during dismissal, like
well, and that's
what gets
in the
released
works
and
Well, I'm
too,
making these notes
with
specifically.
times and stuff like that, yeah. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take everything that you guys wrote down, and I'm gonna put it, with this was just like a basic idea of what it looks like in each place, but I'm gonna take some of the things we talked about, put it all together. Then the next time we meet, we'll go ahead and take a look at it more in depth and what we actually want on it, and then go from there as far as rewards, consequences, and keeping all that. So, do you have any questions? Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Look, Jill didn't even eat. She was the one.
I know.
I'm gonna take mine to go.
Go ahead, please.
Mine to go.
These braces.